I have today the this afternoon when I open my account in at thread. I don't know how to spell that, but that's the account, like Instagram. Because right now I have a lot of you know account, a lot of opportunity to know to share God's words, to correct people, to reprove, rebuke, to preach. So what they Paul saying to Timothy, preach the word in season and out of season. Reprove, rebuke. What is that? And more. For the times will come that they will not hear sound doctrine, but turn to demonic, you know, demonic teaching. A lot of that in everywhere you can see. And that's the problem. When you really, you know, when you're really not mature enough to determine which one which, to know how to walk as a wise. But if you know how to already know how to walk as a fools, I think you already know how to walk as a wise because you know that being a fool is something that you don't like. And yeah, I don't know why my mind, I have a lot of message. It's here, all over my body. Actually, I like to talk, I like someone live talk. I like that. But because sometimes we have times, I understand there. I like real time fellowship or even online fellowship, one on one talk. That's why I like my mother. That's last time in my last video about forgiveness of sin. Yeah, the forgiveness of sin. You can check that in YouTube. Jubert Bulio there. It's there, forgiveness of sin. Because I mentioned there that I miss my mother. Because if me and my mother, last time actually in the beach in the Boracay because we have vacation, I brought them there with my father, four of us. We almost we almost spent the whole night in the beach laughing and talking things that we observe in our lives. And also, of course, including learning, of course. And my father get angry, told us, "You don't want to sleep yet?" My father very, very lovely, right? We're not disturbing him. We're a little bit far, I think. I don't know. Seems the one he is in the room. Maybe she's lonely there. No one. But my father, if he's alive, I think he will be the best follower of my message. He always liked to listen to me, especially when I talk about the future events, the second coming of Jesus Christ. He loved to listen. And yes, I don't know why I end up here now because I'm overflowing. Yeah, really. Whatever you ask me, what kind of message I can answer to you. That's what it means to be a mature Christians. Yeah, because today there's a woman there in a thread. It says, "I'm looking for a mature Christians to follow." This something like that. I don't know if that is really what he said, but what exactly he said is looking for a mature Christian to, I think, to, how to say that, maybe to have fellowship or to talk with her online. I love to do that, you know. It's just my time is not always like that. If on time that I am in my available, I can make her prioritize, you know, because I have a lot of work. I'm not only a preacher, teacher of God's word, I'm also a driver, a janitor, and what else? A cook, yeah. I like to be a cook, you know, because good preacher should learn to be a cook. You know what is a good cook? A good cook is not only preparing a tasty food, but more so, a healthy one. Not a junk food, but a healthy one. That's what a good preacher or cook is. And preacher should, or Bible teacher should learn about that. That you shouldn't give exactly what they want to hear or they love to hear, but what they need to hear. Of course, for immature Christian, for even for, you know, for baby, maybe they don't like that kind of, you know, like, I don't know how you call that, gourds, I think gourds, ampalaya in Tagalog. That bitter vegetables. You have red, no red. Sometimes you have yellow, but most of it is green, is gourds, I think, if I'm not mistaken in English. But in Tagalog, it's ampalaya. Even that is its leaves, you know, you just only boil it, steam it, and then eat it. You don't need to put anything. That's what actually the first food that God created or gave to Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden before the curse. I mean, he said that, oh, of all the fruit in the tree in the garden, you may freely eat. I like that word. You may freely eat. It's just give him a restriction to those rebellious fruit, which I believe Satan put there. Because after they eat, they become rebellious. This is a battle for between God and Satan there, the testing, you know, of Adam and Eve. And they fail there. So that's what God put there. Fruit. So even me, as much as possible, I prefer to be vegetarian. But there's nothing wrong if you eat flesh. You know, I like buffalo steak if there is. Tastes good. Better than cow, you know. I don't know why. I only taste that in the Philippines because there sometimes a buffalo there get drowned in a well that probably 2 meters deep. Accident, of course. The buffalo want to drink the water, and that's why some of them there. After that, they put a grill. So when the buffalo, when an animal try to reach that, at least they have either to to destroy that grill, drink the water and get drowned, or go somewhere else, find something to drink. You know. So yeah, very tasty. And yeah, back to the preaching, the message. The woman as the not necessarily me, is in her post. A lot there. You can follow there, and you if you want to understand them, you really have to spend time, quick listening to what they are saying, so you will know where they are in their maturity or their in mental status of what they understand things around them, especially of course spiritual things. And it says looking for a mature Christian. And I smell that she's not a mature Christian. I'm not even sure if she is a Christian. I mean, parrot also can say, hey, I'm a Christian also. Or you can say, hey, I'm an eagle, dude. You know what I'm saying? Right now, there's a lot of fake Christians, and it's not happening because it's been prophesied, but because that's exactly what is going to happen. And most of them, the second coming of Jesus Christ, all of them, not most, all of them, along those people who persecuted the leftover elect here after the rapture, the left behind people, because I think that time they haven't confessed yet publicly that Jesus Christ is their Lord, or they don't come to the point yet of understanding of who Jesus Christ. But they are also elect, and that's why they are left there in the Great Tribulation. And in that Great Tribulation, you can read in Revelation that they are beheading there, and their souls coming up, going up to heaven at the altar, while these Christians there already resurrected, having this, enjoying the, I think I call that coronation day. In other term of Revelation is marriage supper of the Lamb, where Jesus Christ married to his bride. Who is that bride? The Christian, his body, the church. And while they are doing that there, including probably the coronation, where you have this kind of crowns, 5 crowns actually mentioned by the Bible, you give to Jesus Christ in honoring him, just like those people doing on earth 2,000 years ago when Jesus Christ ride on a donkey or rode in a donkey. Because someone declared this is the King of Kings, this is what the prophet said. So he's very proud of it. I think even me, if I can find any, I will say, oh Lord, it's okay, you can let your donkey pass by over me. I mean, that kind of excitement and desire to honor your King of Kings, your Lord of Lords, your Creator. Oh my. Finally, this is time you can touch him because he is in the flesh. God in human form, Jesus Christ. And that's why he says, many prophets wanted to see what you want to see presently to those, I think, disciples and those listeners of him, but did not see. Wow, of course. What he's saying there is the actual humiliation of Jesus Christ when he actually learned to live his life from being independent as equal to the Father to become dependent. That's why you can everywhere you see him, and that's the always argument of the of foolish people. They always try to take the Bible and interpret it according to their own explanation apart from the Bible. Taken for example, that God doesn't eat, doesn't sleep, so Jesus Christ is not God. Such a shame. Such ignorance. Of course, God is spirit, has no form, but that doesn't mean he cannot enter into the world of his creation. That doesn't mean that he cannot enter and put himself into our shoes. Of course, he can do that, understand us without doing that, but he did that just to show how much he cared for us, how much he loved his creation, who happened to be murder him because he has claimed to be equal with the Father. And that's the result today why Israel is still in war, That's what he said, Jesus there in Matthew, I think, in Matthew 23, I think. He say, oh, Jerusalem, Jerusalem. Oh, I will cut this one now.